Why is it turned off? Okay. Now I have audio on. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Why is it turned
8,
off? Okay.
9.
Now I have audio on. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now I have audio
All right. Well then, audio's working. I want to start recording as well. Settings, output, recording. Settings, output, recording. Okay, apparently that's not good. Because I'm streaming, but I should also be recording. That's not. All right, let's go. Okay, let's stop streaming. Okay, now once again I seem to be recording, and I'm going to start recording. So I'm both streaming and recording, at least as far as I know. At least as far as I know, I am both streaming and recording. And I'm checking the audio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well then, audio's working.
1, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Settings output recording. D, E, F,
Okay.
G.
That seems to be good. Bonk. All right. Welcome everyone. I'm doing a live stream, the first live stream of my Hellfire Princess arena game. There's a lot that's already not right about this stream, but I felt it was very important that I actually do it so that I could have it, make it functional, and use it as a baseline, as a reference point for how I can do better in the future. And also, hopefully, to show some of the people that I've been talking to about this idea the actual functional idea, even in a very imperfect form, to make it very clear what I was talking about and where I was hoping to go. Let's get started by looking at the rules page. So this is going to be kind of a story and a battle game. And these are the battle rules, very simple. In fact, let me switch over to the grid cam so I can actually show you the 8x8 map with the 4 figures of our heroes on board. It's very easy to see just from here in the camera that but nonetheless, this is the battle board, the 8x8 battle board of the actual battles. So, and these are the rules generally that I'll be playing with on this battle. I have some 10-sided dice here, and I have a character sheet for these characters, and I'll be tracking their stats and their health going forward over several battles. So I really wanted this to move and not be slow and boring. So I guess I better put my money where my mouth is. Let me show real quick my unit stats for my 4 characters. I should have more characters than this, but this is the starter team that I've chosen. As you can see, Firam is an archer. She's got a range of 2 and 6 hit points. Hela and Arlen are frontline fighters, so they've got more hit points and only 1 range. Mira is our wizard. She's our glass cannon with a range of 3 and hit points of 2. They all start out with a normal attack that succeeds on a 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 on a 10-sided die. You can see where the X's are. And as we go along, experience points will allow us to add to these columns for both normal attacks and critical attacks and super attacks. So there's a very much an imbalance. The monsters are very different, and they have very different rules than the player or the hero characters. That's to keep the game moving. So let's talk about the game and what it means in the larger sense. We have, boy, that was a weird point of view. Okay, let's just get rolling. I'm going to go back to this grid cam. Actually, I'll go back to this thing. That's most interesting. Well, I say, in the land of Alaria, where ancient trees whisper secrets older than the mountains, an ominous shadow begins to stir. Whispers of a forgotten evil echo through the hearts of those brave enough to listen. A force that was once sealed away, but now seeks to return. The people tremble as the old prophecies come to life. Tales of a curse that can only be undone by the hands of those who are destined to fight. Heroes have emerged from all corners of the realm, bound together by fate. Their journey will not be easy, for every step they take leads them deeper into peril. But the fate of Alaria rests in their hands. From the high mountains to the deep caves, from the forgotten ruins to the heart of the cursed forest, every challenge they face will test their strength, wit, and courage. At the heart of this darkness lies the Dark Enchantress, a once powerful sorceress whose thirst for power has twisted her into something unrecognizable. Her eyes are set on the fabled Crystal of Souls, an artifact with the power to reshape reality itself. She has sent her minions far and wide to search for it, and only the bravest will stand against them. The journey begins here, in the village of Ilmsford, where our heroes gather. The village is but a quiet place now, but soon it will be anything but. Their first steps towards the final confrontation will be fraught with danger, intrigue, and mystery. Will they succeed in stopping the Dark Enchantress? Or will they fall victim to her dark schemes? The battle for Alaria begins now. Alright. And that is part of the AI-generated text that I plan to replace with actual, human-written stuff that's not pablum. But as it is, what we got here is a tabletop battle. As you saw, our characters are set up with their hit points, and according to the rules that I've set up, I'm going to add monsters to the board. I'm going to add Skeleton Axeman and 4 Skeleton Spearmen. All basic grunts. 1/1/1. Does 1 point of damage, automatically hits, does a range of 1, that kind of thing. Alright, so let's actually do this. So, it's the player's turn first, and each character, each hero character, or each really character, is going to move 2, and then attack if they can. So, I am going to take my heavy hitters out, move them forward, move the mage and the ranger 1 less, so I can shape the battlefield. And none of them are in range. So, enemy's turn. move 2, move 2, move 2, move 2. They can only attack 1. So there we go. That's the first turn. I'll rotate this around so that we can see a little better. Alright. So, I could move this character too and get right into the battle of everything. You recall, this character, I mean Arlen. So this is Arlen, this is Hela, this is Mira, this is Firam. So, and Arlen is close enough to the enemies. So, it's move and attack, which means if I don't move Arlen, then the enemies are going to move up and attack her and get the first hit on her. So I think really the only good choice is for Arlen to step forward and then go ahead and attack the one that she can attack, because she has, if you see, she has a range of 1. So I'm going to roll the die. Because of the X's on her sheet, you can see that from 6 to 10 she does a hit. 5, she does not hit. Alright? So I can step, remember this mage, 1, 2, 3, has a range of 3, so she can hit something if she only steps forward 1. So she will. And she's going to attack this guy right here. 6, that's a hit. Alright, and 1 point of damage is all it takes to kill this grunt. Okay, I've got Hela here. She can go 1, 2, but that's not enough to actually attack. And Firam can go 1 or even 2, but that's still not enough for the 2 range for the archer. So I believe we've moved. All my characters have moved. So now it is time. This guy's going to move forward. This guy's going to move forward, which means let's do Hela's attack. She automatically gets hit for 1. So I'm going to go over here and take her down to 9. And Arlen got hit for 2. So she's down to 8. Alright. So, they bark, and they have done the attack. So, let's do Arlen attacking this skeleton over here. 7. So she kills the skeleton. And now Hela will go ahead and attack the skeleton in front of her. 8. That's good. Alright, so I can just go ahead and step my mage 1, and that puts them in range of that skeleton. Boom, 9. She does 1 point of damage. That's it. That is the battle. The battle is won. You know, it occurs to me that we were looking at the unit stats the whole time that I was moving these characters around. I need to be a lot more careful about moving the characters around and showing that in my stream. It's possible that what I really ought to do is cut the stream up into windows and show the battle and the character statistics all on one screen at the same time. That's definitely a possible thing we could do. Alright, so here we are doing Hellfire Princess Arena. And my characters were not unscathed, but neither were they too out of bounds. So I am going to take away those, heal everybody back up. And now, what I want to do, hello my grid cam guys. I'll just go back to my unit stats while I read more of this AI generated text. The clash was fierce, but the heroes prevailed for now. Their victory, however, has come at a cost. The land around them is scarred, and the echoes of their enemies' retreat ring in the air. What retreat? We killed them all. As they catch their breath, they realize that their path forward is uncertain. Hey, I gotta sign into chat. Okay, I guess, alright. Apparently I've gotta sign into chat. I am learning streaming so much. Yes, Tom Robertson. Welcome to live chat. Doop-a-doo. Pull this down a little bit. Hello. Chat. Okay. So now I'm doing the chat. Anyways, as I was saying, I was reading from this text I have. Time is of the essence, for the dark enchantress's forces grow stronger with each passing day. Yes, indeed, I will be adding more monsters to the battlefield every time. Yet not as all as it seems. Rumors swirl about hidden factions in the realm, alliances forged in secret, or betrayals lurking behind every friendly face. There is no telling who might offer assistance and who might only lead them into further danger. I don't actually have any game mechanics for that yet, but I think it would be cool. So we should work on that. With no time to waste, the choice is theirs. Trust the stranger and known, or venture on without the added risk. Their decision could mean life or death. Transition narrative between battles. Yeah, okay. And the setup. There we go. The heroes find themselves standing before the crumbling remnants of an ancient ruin, half buried in overgrown vines and moss. The air is thick with an eerie silence, broken only by the distant screech of an unknown creature. The stones of the ruin, weathered and worn by time, seem to whisper forgotten names and long-lost histories. Something powerful lies hidden beneath the rubble, waiting to be uncovered, but what ancient secrets will it reveal? And at what cost? Alright, that's good enough. Let's do another battle. Boom, boom, boom. Good cam. Let's put our team back in action. Wizard and Archer. And let's throw some more enemies at them. Here are some skellies. Here's more skellies. Here's another skelly. Here's one more skelly. Alright. Yeah. Let's give him one more skelly. So many skellies. Alright. So, and I think I've got my... Oh, no. Of course, we've skipped a step. Oh my god. We have not upgraded our characters. We have 2 experience points for each character for each battle. That has just been pulled out of my butt, and I am going to have to adjust it moving forward. But what does it mean to have 2 experience points? It means that I'm going to fill in an X into one of these spots. 2 X's into these spots for each character. Now, I cannot hit an X here. I have to go down from 10 on. So if I wanted to do something, I would put an X here. In fact, I'm going to do that for all the characters. But what I want to do for Arlen and Mira is also give them another crit, and that spins to all 2 of their experience points. And then also, since Hela and Firam are not spending their second point on a crit, they'll spend it on a regular attack. Now this changes the game and makes them basically, makes the roll of the die easier to hit, especially for Firam and Hela. On the other hand, now if they roll a 10, they're going to get a crit, and that crit is specific to the character. Arlen's critical double damage to target really doesn't mean anything until she comes across bosses which have multiple hit points. However, Mira's critical hit can be pretty powerful. Hey Adam, I see you there, poking into my experimental first live stream. I appreciate you showing up. So, as I was saying, you know what? This is part of the issue is I'm editing stuff and doing text on screens that are not visible. And I definitely need to fix that. Alright, so right now though, I'm looking at and as I was saying, I have added 2 experience points to each character, which means that I can add X's to these columns on their character sheets. And again, Arlen and Mira here have gotten a single X in the column, which allows them to do critical hits, but only on a roll of a 10. So that's the experience points that I wanted to do And of course, now we're going back to the battle map, and I'm going to give them 6 grunt skelly enemies to fight. So let's go ahead and get that done. So here are my 4 heroes. I'm going to step my frontline fighters forward, and I'll go ahead and step my back ring forward and get behind them. Alright, so now we'll move the skellies. They'll just straight up move to each. Remember, each character can move to and attack. These are the battle rules. I showed them earlier, but Adam's online, so I thought he would have a look at the battle rules if he wanted to. So the basic idea is to keep it simple, keep it fast moving. The enemies specifically are incredibly simple. 1 hit point, 1 damage point, always hit. Terribly simple. And the basic rule is you move 2 and then attack. Move up to 2 and then attack. And almost everybody has an attack range of 1, but my ranger has an attack range of 2 and my mage has an attack range of 3. Alright, so I'm going to go back to the grid cam. We've had our first turn, and now we're about to attack. So, again, if my characters just sit there, then the enemies will get the first attack. So, you know, despite the fact that this means they're going to be swamped and swarmed, I'm going to go ahead and move my characters to, this is Arlen. She's going to roll. She's going to roll on this chart. Boom, that's a 9. So that certainly does hit. And does 1 point of damage to this skelly. Alright, now Hella moves forward. So she steps forward also. And she's in front of that guy. And now, whoops. I didn't actually roll the die. It slipped out of my fingers. Now I'm going to roll it. 9. That does damage also. So, getting back to this grid. The 6 skellies are already immediately 4 skellies, and that's fine. But I've got a wizard. If I went 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, then that wizard would have range to attack. But this enemy could theoretically come 1, 2, and attack, and the wizard only has 2 health points, so she's the glass cannon. She needs to be careful. So I'm thinking, no, let's actually back up both of these. Well, I'll move these 2 here, and that's all I can do this turn. Alright. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. So, that's the end of the player's turn. So again, now it's the monster's turn. Monsters move to and attack. So, I guess these monsters will simply move straight up and attack. And they automatically hit, and they automatically do 1 damage. To Arlen. Oh, so I'm editing the wrong screen. To Arlen, so that makes her 9, and Hella makes her 9. Okay, so I've changed that so that they've been hit and they're 9. So, I'm going to go back to grid cam. So, 1, 2, and 1, 2. So that basically means 1 more point off of Arlen and Hella. So, Arlen is now 8, and also is Hella 8. Alright, so we're looking at the stats, we're good. And that is the end of the battle. Now we're really tightening it up, as you can see. So, my mage is now 1, 2, 3 in range. And so is my ranger is within range, but my ranger is actually going to go over here. And she's going to shoot this skelly. Because I don't like that skelly getting too close to my mage. So, Firam is shooting. 1. Firam misses. Alright, well good. Good thing the mage is right there to also cast 1, 2. So I will go ahead and let Mira cast. It's a 9. So She kills the bad guy. Okay. And now bad guy is dead, but my backline fighters, uh, have gone this turn. And yeah, the baddies auto hit. They always hit. They always do 1 point of damage. They always have 1 health, except for bosses. So the baddies are fodder, designed to be mowed down. This is as much. I mean, I'm trying to go for a kind of a puzzly battle mode, much more than a traditional dungeon mode where you have to think really hard about everybody's turn. Alright, so Hella's going to attack the monster in front of her. That's a 5. And that does it. Good job, Hella. Arlen's going to attack the monster in front of her. 2. That's not good enough. Alright. My team is finished, and now it's the monster's turn. The monsters are fairly stupid, so they're going to do their normal monster thing. They're going to attack twice on Arlen. Let's go over here to Arlen and cut her down to 6. She's starting to feel a little bit, but she's still got lots of health. And now it's the character's turn. So Arlen's going to go ahead and attack this enemy. 1. Arlen, you missed. Alright. So, and then Hella's going to actually step forward 1 so she can attack this enemy. 7. Let's look at our chart here for Hella. Yeah, 7 comfortably hits. So this Skelly is dead. Let me go back to that grid cam. That Skelly that was right here is now dead, leaving 1 Skelly on the board. Okay, so I can move Firam up. She's got a range of 2, so from there she can attack. I will shoot with Firam, which has an 8, and that's enough. That kills the last Skelly. We're done. We have no more Skellies, and that battle is over. Alright, I'm hoping to look back on this and go, well, how long did each of these battles take? And figure it out, because I would like to move fast. I would like these battles to be simple enough that I can get several of them, maybe half a dozen or more, into one streaming session. So here we are with the stats. We got out with Arlen taking some significant damage, but nobody else did. So I'll fix that. I'll clean up after the battle. And remember, after each battle, 2 experience points per character. So even though last time I gave all the experience points to the normal column for these characters, this time I'm just going to do 1 and 1. So in this case, I'll do an X here and an X here. That's a C. X. Adam, I'm rolling a 10-sided die. The die is not visible, and probably it ought to be. I could probably set up a camera for the die roll, and in fact I think that's kind of a cool idea. Let me know if you think it's a cool idea, so that the viewer can see the die rolls. That might be smart. I might also do a virtual die. Die is graphical and bounces around on top of the rest of the display. I think I might be able to find a way to do that, but I'm not sure. I'll explore it. Okay, so I have added experience before the 3rd battle. So I'm gonna go back here to the grid cam for now. Go back to my notes. The clash was fierce, but the heroes prevailed. For now. Their victory, however, has come at a cost. The land around them... Wait, I already read this. Here we go. The time has come to confront the source... No, that's actually the Enchantress's lair. I'm not reading that. Here we go. As they enter the ruin, the walls seem to close in, as though the place itself recognizes their presence. Who wrote this? Oh yeah, AI. Strange symbols adorn the walls, glowing faintly as they pass. Some say these markings are a warning, a message left behind by those who built this place long ago. Others speak of treasures buried deep within its chambers, guarded by traps and monsters that have never seen the light of day. The deeper they go, the more unsettling it becomes. An unsettling chill hangs in the air, and the sound of distant footsteps echoes through the stone walls. Are they truly alone, or has something or someone been waiting for them? Alright, that's enough good text. Blah blah. So let's get on with another battle. So I believe that I cleaned up the characters and gave them their experience points. So they're good to go into the battle from a skill sheet point of view. Let's set them up again. The thing. And now, this time, I'm going to give them 4 skellies and a little more danger because these spear skellies have an attack range of 2. Uh-oh. So let's give that a try. Let's see if that makes any difference and is interesting at all. I'll fiddle with the camera here, sorry. So, I mean, I have ideas and cool things about changing this board to something more colorful, and of course, you know, painting these figs properly so they're not all gray, and putting cool backgrounds and terrain around the actual battle board to, you know, to enhance the look. And of course, I've been watching all these videos about getting smoke machines and things, so ooh, I could go really crazy and have fun with the presentation. I think there are a lot of things I can do to increase the presentation. One of the things, I could turn off my stupid 3D printer that's chewing away in the background, and it's I think it's noisy. I have a really good microphone, but I'm pretty sure it's still noisy, and I need to do a little better. So, all right. So I have set up these characters for this battle. I again wanted to remind myself and everyone who's watching, the thousands and thousands. Oh, sure. Let's go with millions and millions. That the spear skeletons have an attack range of 2. They're suddenly more rangy than most of these. All right, let's start with the normal thing. So, the last time I did this, I moved my characters 2, and then they moved 2, and then my characters had nothing to do but rush in. I think this time, my characters are going to be a little more circumspect on the first move. Alright, and then of course, skellies don't have brains, so they simply rush out. I got it. Oh, excuse me, guys. Be gorgeous. back. Sorry about that. My wife saw a spider and I had to rush and go fix that. But, so that's another thing that this is a great learning opportunity as a whole. This is what live streaming is all about. Okay, enemies moved up. We're in the middle of a battle. We're doing the character thing. Here's my stats. They're all good. My character's at the beginning of the battle. Nothing's wrong with them. So if my characters were to step forward twice, then the enemies could move and attack. If I don't do anything, the enemies can only move there. And then if these enemies move too forward, they still can't attack because it's two. So yeah, I'm gonna stay exactly where I am and let the. But you know what? I could shift my entire group to one side or the other. Let's try that. Let's be a little lopsided. Move my group one to the side. So that's my move. And now the monsters all step two forward. They rush forward like two, like so. Alright, and now my people can do that. My people can go ahead and step forward and get into the mix. Alright, Hella. Hella attacks for 1. That's a miss. And Arlen attacks for 7. That's a hit. So Arlen here kills her Skelly. Alright. So 1, 2, 3. My mage can actually attack without even moving. So here comes Mira. 8. Oh, 8 is not enough for her crit. But she does kill. She does attack successfully. So there's that destroyed this guy right here. This guy right here. Boop, boop. Anyway. So all that's left is my archer, who has to step forward 2 in order to have the range on that attacker, which she will do. She steps forward, and now Firam takes the shot. It's a 6, which hits. So, boom. Alright, 3 skellies are dead. 3 skellies are dead. My peeps are doing their thing. Alright, it's time for the skelly. So, this skelly actually has an attack of 2, so it can attack Hella without moving. So it's just gonna straight up attack Hella. And so that takes 1 point away from Hella. Alright. Now this skelly can step forward. I think the skelly's going to be all scary and try to go for the archer. And of course, he automatically hits, so Firam takes a point of damage for the first time in her life. Ow. Alright, and then getting back to the battle, we have this one, who's going to step forward 2, which allows him to attack my archer as well. So, oh, I didn't do that. So, oh, I'm hitting the keys accidentally. So, Firam now is down to 4. So, Firam is hurt for 4. Hella is, yeah, I've got this value wrong because of my keep thing. Let me fix that. Okay. Alright, so here we are back at the grid cam, and the monster's just attacked. So now it's our player's turn. So, I guess my first thing that I want to do is probably take the mage over here, 1, 2, no, just 1, 1, 2, 3, and try to finish off that outlier spear skelly. So here goes Mira attacking with an 8. And that's still not enough for her crit. But it's enough to kill. Okay. Once again, I pull the unit off the board before I show anybody. But what's left, of course, is that that single spear skelly. Let's go ahead and finish him off. Let's have Hella come over here and attack the spear skelly. And Hella rolls 10 finally, which is her crit. Double damage to target. No. Double damage, do damage, and knock back 3 squares. So this would make this guy knock back 3 squares. 1, 2, 3. Now, I believe the way this rule works is that if there were another enemy behind him, 1, 2, 3, then this would basically not hurt them, but make him stop here, because he's stopped by the other guy. He can't move through him at that point. That's how I do to do it. I think knockback would be much more powerful if this hurt both of them for hitting into each other, or hurt this guy too, or even push this guy back. But that's not how I want to rule it right now, because it's just crit. It's not like a super attack or anything. So in this case, I'm just going to have him go 1, 2, 3, but also he's dead because she did 1 point of damage. All right, and that's it. No, there's one guy left. So it's time for Arlen to step up over here, and for Arlen to attack this lone skelly who's left. That's a 6. That hits. Sucks to be you, Mr. Skelly. And now that's it. Our heroes are alone on the battlefield. So they win. Yay. Alright. Okay, that's good. That's good. We are done with the battle. So let's go ahead and adjust the numbers. Clean up the damage. Everybody's good. And now I'm going to give everybody 2 hit points. So once again, I'm going to go... Now I'm going to go X and X here, and X and X here. But these, Arlen and Mira, are going to just spend all their points on their crits. And let's see what that gets us. Alright, so that's a new map. Okay, and there's let's go back to... I should probably have... What I'm thinking is I should probably have a cool video of evocative art in a kind of a simple, typical video art where the still images slide slowly around and it makes it look cool while I'm giving these speeches and things. And maybe music. So there's definitely, more that I could do in terms of presentation that way. So, let's read some text. In the dead of night, as the heroes rest by a crackling fire, one of their own stirs uneasily. A soft rustling sounds from the shadows. Suddenly a figure emerges from the darkness. A trusted ally, or so it seemed, their face twisted with a cold, calculating expression. I'm sorry, but my loyalty was never to you, the traitor speaks, eyes gleaming with a strange fervor. The dark enchantress promised power beyond your reckoning. You never understood what she could offer me. What she can offer all of us. The betrayal cuts deep. It was the last thing the group expected, and yet, in the back of their minds, a gnawing feeling had warned them this might come to pass. The traitor raises their weapon, and for a moment, the entire camp is thrown into chaos. Will the heroes stop them before they can call for reinforcements? Or is this the beginning of something far darker? That's fun to read. Okay, that's good. That makes me happy. Alright, let's get back to the battle board and reset it for even more challenging shenanigans. Okay. Alright, I'm going to put 3 range 2 archers, 3 skelly axes, and big fat boss. Big fat boss. Look at that big fat boss. He's kind of cool, isn't he? I'll put him over here, sure. And this guy will have 3 hit points. And really ought to have a better marker and indicator of his 3 hit points. But let's give it a try this way anyway. Alright, so my tactic last time was pretty simple. My team steps forward, and the front line is go into the back. And then, of course, all the enemies step forward. Okay. So, now again, if I do nothing, then they step forward too. But in this case, look at them. They can step forward. This may have been a bad choice, because if they step forward too, then they can hit my front rank. But if I go 1, 2, which as far as I can do, then I still cannot attack them unless they hit my front rank. So in this case, I think for now I'm going to move my characters back to the front row so that I can still get first strike. Alright, so I've moved, and now the enemies. Let's go ahead and move 2 squares for each of them. Remember, this boss is normal except that he has 3 hit points. And these spear guys have a range of 2. That's what's special going on with him. Alright. Stream seemed to have been going on for 45 minutes. Really? Doesn't feel like 45 minutes. Alright, so everybody's moved. So now it's my character's turn again. My characters can step up and attack. This is Arlen attacking. She rolls a 9, which means she crits. Double damage to target, which is, certainly enough to kill. Alright. Okay. I'm going to step Hella forward. She is also going to attack with a 3, which fortunately is still enough to hit. Good. So at least there's that. Okay. Now my wizard can stay right where she is and attack this Spearbarian. Let's do that. 2. Mira rolls a 2, which is a miss. Nope, Mira does not get it. And now my archer can step forward 1 and attack Firam, and she rolls a 1. She also fails. Okay, now the failure has happened, and now the badness starts. Alright, here we go. This guy hits Hella for 1. This guy hits Hella for 1. This guy hits Arlen for 1. This guy hits Arlen for 1. Alright. Let's go tally that up. Arlen and Hella are now down to 8 hit points. At least I made them attack my front rank fighters. Alright, so we took the hits for those 4 units moving. And there were basically 5 in play. So here's the boss. And this boss is going to step up here, step up 2, and do another point of damage to Arlen. So Arlen, let's get you down to 7. Alright. So Arlen's down to 7, and that's where all the enemies did their thing. Okay, so what I'd like to do is move my wizard 1, so get her a little further away from the action. But she can still do 1, 2, 3 and try to attack that guy right there. So, rolls a 5. Mira rolls a 5. That's enough for a hit. So take this guy away. Alright, so Mira has moved. Now, similarly, it would not be hard for for Firam to step over here and take a shot at this guy. So she shall. She rolls an 8, which is not enough to do a crit. Those crits can be surprisingly elusive. Alright, so, but she does enough to kill him. She does enough to kill him. So there goes another guy. So our back ranks have now attacked. So now we've got Arlen and Hella here. So Hella will go ahead and step forward and attack into here to this guy. Alright, Hella. I rolled an 8. Hella rolled an 8. That's a normal attack and a normal success. So this skelly goes away. Now Arlen is left, and Arlen, I think she'd be very happy just to deal with all the skellies first. So she's going to step here. There's no zone of control in my rules, and there's no complex things. You know, you wouldn't think of them as complex things, but yeah, there's nothing like flanking. There's nothing like backstabbing. There's nothing like any kind of facing rules. That's how simple these rules are. To make them go fast. Surprising that I've been doing this for 50 minutes. Okay. So, and she steps forward and she's going to roll a die against that spear skelly. That's an 8, and this is Arlen doing it. That's a crit. Double damage to target. I really should have done it to the boss. Alright. So she did double damage to the skelly, which is more than enough to kill him. And now everybody's moved, and now it's the boss's turn. Alright, well, the boss is as simple as it gets. It's going to move over here and do another point of damage to Arlen. Arlen, why are you taking so much damage? Alright. Okay. So, that's that. And here we are with my team and the boss, staring down the boss. So obviously my team just has to swarm the boss and finish him off. So we'll go ahead and start with Hella stepping over and taking the shot. That's a 9, Hella. 9 Hella is a critical hit. 2 damage and knock back 3 squares. That's interesting. So we're doing damage to this boss. So he's now down to 2. Now he's down to 2. Whoop. And he goes 1, 2, 3. That's a pretty good knockback. And he doesn't have any weird speed or anything. He doesn't have any real range. So, what we can do is go ahead and prepare for him. So, assuming he'll move back to here, I'll move my wizard there. Alright. Now we got this situation. Alright, so, go ahead and do the enemy's movement, of course. He's got two points left. He'll move 2. He has an attack range of 1, so that's not enough to hit. So it's our turn again. And our turn is going to, of course, start with, well, you know, if Hella knocks back, then it'll be a complex thing. So let's go ahead and start with Arlen. Arlen go 1, 2, and go attack. Arlen rolls a 7. Oh, and that is a critical hit. Double damage to target. Since this guy only had 2 hit points left out of 3, and she does double damage to target, that means 2. That's it. That's the battle. Okay. Alright, I'll go a little more text here. Boom. Not all as it seems, and blah blah. We've heard this text before. We don't need to say any more text. What I need to say is simply that I hope people had a good time watching my stream as normal, and I certainly learned things just by actually doing this stream. Learned things not to do, like, you know, leave spiders out for my wife apparently, and also things that I really want to do, like maybe display more information on one screen so I don't have to keep flipping back and forth, and maybe some other ideas. Maybe I could get around to painting these little figs. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Sure would make them easier to see and stand out. And like I said, I have lots of ideas for set dressings and how to make the presentation more fun as a whole. So, again, I hope you enjoyed it. I think this is the end of the stream, and I will come back with another one when I have something new and fresh to show. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody.